So you're looking at investing into a battery-operated roofing nailer, whether you're a contractor, repair guy, or a homeowner, you just want to look at getting one, you found the right video, because I'm going to go through and give you my honest, unbiased opinion. Well, kind of not biased. I mean, it's going to be my opinion of it, of the DeWalt XR 20-volt battery-operated roofing nailer, the Milwaukee Fuel M18, which came highly recommended by the viewers out there, and then the Metabo HPT battery-operated roofing nailer. I'll start off right now. A pneumatic air nailer is going to be the fastest, hands down. So if you're looking at speed and doing a full roof, don't even look at this. This is going to be for your small part-time roof repair guys, your small repair jobs, your small garages, sheds, things like that. So I just want to get that right out up front. Also, by the way, I will be giving away one of these to a local viewer. I'd like it to go to somebody local, so comment below where you're watching from. In a new upcoming video, we'll be giving one away. It's actually this one right down here, brand new, still in the box. If you're within about an hour of Kokomo, Indiana, you have a really good chance of winning this. If not, well, either way, subscribe, because it'll be a video. It's not going to be said it's going to be given away in the comment, description, or anything, due to scammers and bots. They go crazy. So it'll just be random video. So subscribe. It's motivation there. All right, so I have bought this out of my pocket last year. I've had it a little over a year. It's the most used because I've had it over a year. Made some videos on the channel about it. I had never used another one. There's some pros with it. I had a lot of DeWalt batteries, so we went ahead and started rolling with this. I did some repairs with it, and it's kind of developed a problem. So spoiler alert, it's my least favorite. But we're going to go through and do the comparison if you're on the fence and you're trying to decide which one to go through. So how we're going to rate these and judge these are some criteria here. Basically, number one is going to be reliability. Reliability is the most important for me, because what's the point of investing in a tool that doesn't work? Doesn't matter how cheap, how sexy, how light, how cool it is. If it's not shooting and doing what you want, whatever it is, it's not worth anything. Then is going to be speed. You want the thing to be reliable, but then you also want the thing that's reliable to run and to produce and shoot the nails down. In this case, I'm wanting a nail in a roof, so that's what I want it to do. After that, the third criteria is going to be weight, balance, comfort, things like that. And the lowest is the cost, because the cost isn't that big to me. I know it's on everybody's mind, especially now. But let's be honest, if there's about $100, $150 difference between the guns here, how's that going to break down over the life of the gun? If you're going to get several repairs, several years out of it, it's not the big a deal. To be honest with you, any one of these guns, I have done multiple repairs this year where one repair has paid for the gun. It's not a big deal, so that's the least important on my scale. At random points of using these, given the demo, we're going to do some pros and cons just verbally. And then I've got a little cheat sheet here, which I'll show in a minute, kind of what I put together as far as the star rating and a total score on what I think is good and bad. All right, so we're going to go through real quick on the weight of these. I was going to go ahead and put it on the scale and everything, but I'll just save you the time of that. The DeWalt, I weighed last night on this little scale right here, this little bitty little postal scale. And it was, now disclaimer, I don't know where the coils were at the time. I didn't think of the coils, so it could vary a few ounces based on the coil. Either one may have been weighed with a full coil, one may be missing a coil. But at the time I weighed them, this was 8 pounds, 8.3 ounces. The green one was 9 pounds, 13.5 ounces. And the Fuel M18 was 9 pounds, 0.4 ounces. So they're not too far off. This is the lightest. This is the heaviest. This is kind of the middle of the ground there. And then real quick, because everybody's thinking cost, we'll just throw that in right now because it's on this piece of paper. Quick Google search last night, making this video, getting it ready. Google search turned up, and by the way, each one of these Google searches was for the nailer and a battery, because there's no point in buying just the nailer unless you already have them. So these are all even, just if you are new getting something, it's going to have the charger, the battery, and the nailer. So this one was, I believe, also with the 5 ampere battery by DeWalt, the charger and the gun. It was $538 according to Google. The green one here, according to Google, it showed Lowe's had this for the little battery here, 18 volt, and the nailer and the charger was $379. The Milwaukee M18 Fuel showed up at Home Depot. That's where I bought mine here in Noblesville, Indiana. It was the battery. I think they have different kits, and I don't remember which one I searched last night, if it was the small battery or the bigger battery, but I got this, the charger and the nailer. I don't remember what I paid, but Google search last night turned up $529. So this gets a 1-star for being the most expensive, a 3-star for being the cheapest, and a 2-star right in the middle of the lane there. So cost difference, you're what, $150 difference? Maybe it's not much. So I wouldn't let the cost be a factor too much in this, unless you just have a ton of batteries of DeWalt or you already have a ton of M18 batteries. All right, so now that's out of the way, let's go into the reliability and the functioning of it. We're just gonna get running into here and get started. So this is my first. We're gonna show this first. This is the part I hate. This is a disclaimer. I'll put it, keep this at the mic here. I'm gonna hit the trigger. You hear that? It winds up. I'm not touching the trigger. It's gonna wind up storing the information in a flywheel right here. Then it winds down. It's noisy. But if you know anything about flywheels, now there's gyroscopic precession. And that is, it's not a deal breaker, but it is absolutely not fun. You're up on a roof, you hear it wind up, you hear it wind down. It feels weird when you're trying to work. Now imagine on a steep 12-12 pitch roof and you're trying to wheel this around. And for those that don't know, gyroscopic precession, when you're spinning a mass like that and you apply a force to it, at 90 degrees out from that, it wants to react this way. So even though the force is applied here, it's kicking this way, or if it spun the opposite direction, it would kick the other way. It's just not fun. That's not the reason it's on my shit list. It's on the bottom of the list is because reliability. So reliability, get using this the first few months and it works. We're gonna show you the speed of it real quick. If you wanna come on a little closer over here. We're just gonna get it wound up. This has no functions, no modes, it's just on and off. So that triggers it or that triggers it, but they both have to be pushed to actually fire. So we're gonna let it run. Does a good job shooting them in. Now for a little bit of a speed. That's about its max speed right there. If you go faster, you'll see it'll hit and actually not fire. It'll skip because it's pulling back. So it's not that quick. Now, the biggest reliability issue, this actually happened last night in testing for the video. That flywheel spins, the cone is compressed, something pulls a shaft into the flywheel and drives the nail down. That's great and all, it has the force to do it, but the downside is there's a spring that's required to pull back. And that spring sometimes can't overcome the friction of some of the copper barbs in the nail for the feeding mechanism. It drives them down, but it doesn't have the force to pull back. And there's nothing worse than the gun jamming up on a roof. That's why I keep this little brass bar handy right here. On a roof, you're digging for a 16 penny nail or a screwdriver. You got to shut it off. You got to reach in here and push that piston all the way back down just to shoot a few more and it messes up. I did a video back in January, February in the office and it just was miserable. So that's why I was like, you know what, we're gonna do a comparison video. That's a fail, it's a 1 star. So I went out and bought this to make the comparison video. Right around the same time, I don't know what order, they sent me this. So we're gonna shoot this one right here next, just due to the speed and reliability. Reliability, 3 star, 3 star. Never had an issue with them. We're gonna turn this on real quick. Good battery power. The functionality of it, there's a little sensor here and a gauge and everything. Power button in the middle, and then your mode. So right now it's solid line, and if you look on here, the solid line is 1 nail, and if you press and hold, it'll start flashing. Then it shows 3 nails. So we'll go into the 1 nail. I believe that's what I want to show you first, solid. So this is the dual function. Either the cone or the trigger make it active, but it takes both to fire. So in this mode, it's kind of weird. I believe it has to be down and then hit the trigger. Exactly, yeah. So if it's down and you don't let it bounce and you hit the trigger, it's not going to do anything. If you hold the trigger, this is what really sucks in this mode, because if you're wanting to shoot like this, it doesn't do anything. The opposing mode will do that, but you would still think you would get 1 single shot. No, you have to have the cone down first and then fire the trigger. It has to be in that order. The second mode makes this gun okay. So press, it'll go into the flashy for the 3 nails. And now, again, it's live, or it's live, but you can hold the trigger, get multiple shots. A couple of those didn't even go down, I'm not sure why. Barb in the finger. Damn, that hurt. So I want to show you why the other one fails coming in close. Those little barbs are on the nails so they can feed. When one drives down, it pulls the next one in, but they break off and the DeWalt just can't overcome the force of those. That got me in the thumb. So anyway, it's good, it's reliable, it shoots. Now speed, we're going to try to show you the speed on this one. Am I out of nails? What's going on here? I don't know if my gauge is... something's not censored really good enough. It's not as quick as the next one. I'd say it's a little bit faster than the DeWalt, so I'd probably give it a 2 star on speed. It's not super fast, but it is shooting. So I kind of went over the modes real quick. How it functions here is this side opens up, this comes out, get your coils in. If you got larger nails, it can take bigger nails. You twist and drop down the nail holder, close it up. They're all pretty similar in that aspect. There is a pro about this that I think outdoes the Milwaukee. So let's go over the Milwaukee real quick. By the way, the battery, one single battery I used on a new construction garage, I think it was about 4 square on one side of the garage before it started to go dead. So power is good. You think one little battery like this is shooting down 4 square worth of shingles with 6 nails each. That's a lot of power pushing into the deck. So that's good. As far as speed and the mode, on here it's got a mode button again. Press and hold the mode. It shifts over to the rapid fire. Press and hold. It goes to the single shot. So I'll show you single shot first. Again, it's live, so you hit the trigger, or press, it's live, and you push down, it's going to fire. So holding the trigger, actually, I take it back. It's like that on the single shot mode. Has to be down and then fire. So that mode works okay, but honestly, just default it into the rapid fire is going to be fine. So hold the trigger. Now I'm going to show you the speed difference between this and the other two guns. It's not as fast as a pneumatic, but you're still able to put down some serious speed while you're roofing. New construction, I found it to be a little slower than a pneumatic, but it's still pretty quick. You're not going to be doing a repair that fast. And yes, some of these aren't down because I'm actually ramming it pretty damn hard here. You do have a depth gauge setting on this, as well as the Metabo and the DeWalt. They all have a depth. So real quick, I've seen a lot of YouTube videos and people saying, oh, the pressure this, the pressure that. It's not so much the pressure. There's a sweet spot in pressure where you have to have enough to actually drive the nail down, and then too much, it doesn't matter. It's more of the depth of where the actual gauge of the piston makes its farthest stroke, and it's either going to come in contact with the roof lower because your gauge is compressing farther. So if that makes sense, your gauge stops. This is the lowest stroke versus the gauge coming up higher. You have more of that in the cold weather, warm weather. If it's cold, shingles are brittle. It's going to shatter the mat, fracture it. If it's soft, you have to play with your gauge depth, not the gauge of the shingles, but the gauge of the cone on any gun, pneumatic, battery, doesn't matter. So we went over the speed, the models and everything like that, the modes. As far as opening it, it's one lever to flip it sideways, so that's a plus, that's a pro. One quick switch. You do the same function on pretty much any of these with the nails out. You drop your new ones in, but twist and drop down if you're larger. Bring it up to the height you want. Twist over to lock it. Drop this in here. I got one more thing I really want to show, and then I'll give you my summary and the scores of this here. When you're doing a repair, just set this aside, it's not good. You need to really decide if you're looking at investing in one of these, are you going to do new roofing, like big roof jobs? Don't even mess with these. Get pneumatic. If you're looking at doing small repairs, small sheds and garages, room additions, you're going to use it occasionally, you're going to want this. But if you're going to do repair work, I would say this has a hidden little feature, whether it was intentional or on accident. A big shout out because the design right here is pretty amazing. If you're going to be doing a little shingle repair, all right, so you got a damaged shingle or a couple damaged shingles spread out on the roof, you get it prepped, you're ready to put your new shingle back in. If you're doing it right, you flat bar this to get it out. You also had to split this and flat bar this because those nails are in the headlap of that shingle. When you're flexing these, they give. There's more leverage right here to lift up to get in here. Whether you're an old AJC mag hatchet like I used to back in the day, or a hammer or whatever, doesn't matter. You got more give here because this isn't pinned down. This next row is still shot down here, so it's way more rigid and stiff. On top of that, it's cold and brittle in here, so you can't really get this lifted much. So trying to get this up in here to shoot down, you need to get your nailer so it's positioned in the common bond or higher. When you shoot that, you don't want the shingle to drop down and have a shiner. So it's got to be at that spot or a little bit higher. It's kind of the sweet spot right here. But you see you got to flex this and roll, and it's hitting here. If you try to drop it down into this area, it's going to push up onto this. That barb got me. It's going to hit this here. So I'm going to show you in real time. We're going to let that sit right there. We're going to grab the competitor for if you're doing repair work right next to it. Same position to get into that common bond. Now come as an angle this way if you can. Step around that nail over there so you can kind of look right here. Each gun has the cone in the position, so the nailer going to go into the common bond right there. I'm going to pull the red one away and watch how the shingle drops down. It doesn't look like much, but that's actually huge when you're trying to do repair work. You can easily, when this is on a radius swinging up off the roof deck, it does not come in contact with the nailer, and it can rest right here. So I can easily find a common bond right here. I want to show you. I'm actually going to put a nail here in the wrong mode. Rapid fire, single shot. So if it's on single shot and I've got this right here, it's compressed, I can fire the trigger. Should. Why is it not doing it? There we go. But point being is this precious little real estate right here. Let me try to show you a little closer here. There's basically a 1/4 inch difference from where the shingle is resting right here to the stroke of that piston that drives your nail down. Keep that in mind when you look at this one here. You got your gauge setting here. It's right in that spot. It's kind of a crucial area for wanting a shingle that's brittle, cold, it's not flexible. It hits this. So you have to roll this shingle up a whole lot higher. To me, I found over the last few months of late summer through fall, early winter, this one has been much harder to get into these cold, brittle shingles. My brother's a roofer as well. I've let him use both of these guns and he agrees. Just hands down, this is so much easier to get into repair work. So to summarize this real quick, if you're going to be doing a lot of repair work, I would say probably this. If you're doing a lot of shingle repairs, if you're going to be doing larger stuff, the Milwaukee Fuel 18 is going to be much faster. If you got the budget for 2, then 2. I mean, these are the 2 my choice would be. You got this for the large fields, the big open areas. You have this one for redundancy and then repair tight fitting areas like that. So we'll go through real quick. I'll bring this up onto the screen here. I just kind of threw this together. Ignore my blood there. The Milwaukee Fuel M18. Sorry, I put 2 words here as opposed to each one of these just having the main brand. So 3-star on the reliability, the speed, weight and balance, it's 2. Cost is 2. The total score on the Milwaukee is going to be a 10. The green one is going to be right behind it at a 9. And the DeWalt's pretty bad, miserable fail. I think they're trying to get it onto the market. It was the first on the market. And then I believe this came out right after the DeWalt hit the market. And this was fairly new. I think that came out 3rd onto the market. So overall, my opinion, can't go wrong with either one. There's just a little tailored benefit to what you want to do. It's a good point to point out in the description down below. Check out the links. I'll try to link these up here to kind of compare, do your own research and due diligence in comparing them. I will say they'll try to put some affiliate links in there at no additional cost to you, but it does possibly help support the channel here, so check them out. Like, subscribe. Until next time, be safe. We'll see you then.